Welcome to the Mayor Show. As always, we always have very important people here to talk about things here in Bensalem, and certainly today is no exception. We have the Bensalem Business Association of Bensalem here today. Proud to have you with me today. Dave, good to be with you again as always.
Glad to be here.
And Jennifer, good to be with you. And it's Gebhardt, so I won't forget that. But Dave, good to have you back again as president of the association. So it's good to have you here. It's been a while. I think it's been almost a year.
Yeah.
And Jennifer, I know that you were on with me also before.
Yeah.
It's been a while, and a lot has happened in the business community in the last, as you know, 18 months here in Bensalem and throughout the country because of the pandemic and everything that went on there. And small business got hurt big time. And we're going to talk a little bit about that, but Dave is in the computer business, and your business is called Computer Troubleshooters Bensalem, right?
Correct. Yep.
And Jennifer is the branch manager over here on Republican Bank on Mechanicsville and Street Road, which is a new bank in the last year or so. And it's a beautiful building. They did a nice job on it. They really did. And but let's talk about the business and what's going on here. And then we'll get into the association. You can talk about how people can get involved. But
Sure.
Let's talk about small business, how you see it, Dave, of the last 18 months of the pandemic and how I think it slowed things down. It changed the way we do everything. Everything is different now.
It most certainly did.
Yeah, so give us a little detail.
Crazy year and a half. For my industry, a lot of businesses that had their employees have to work from home. That was a good thing for my business, getting those people situated so they can work from home through remote access and stuff like that.
Are they still doing it?
Yeah. In fact, some businesses...
That's what's happening now.
Yeah, and some businesses, they may not even go back to the regular office. They may just stay with people working from home. You know, maybe it saves them money, maybe it's easier for their employees.
That's a big thing. I hear that all the time now. Yeah, people are still working from home. And I don't know if that's going to... Do you have that in the banking industry? Not so much, right?
It's probably in our back office, but in the retail bank,
the retail
customer facing, we're in store.
Yeah, for people that are actually banking all the time come in. Yeah, I can see that.
Yep.
But you think some of the executive branch of the bank, they're doing it by...
Some of the parts in back office, I'm sure, to keep things a little bit more safer and all that. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, it's... I know office space is soft. I mean, there's so much office space now because people aren't going back, Dave.
Yeah.
And it certainly works in a lot of ways. If you look at the economy, like everybody used to come in here. If I had somebody come from California to do something, they would fly in, get a room, use your hotels, use your restaurants and all that. No more. You're either on Zoom or one of the other companies that do that, and there's 3 or 4, I don't know all their names, but the Zoom, the same thing as Zoom. So it's a new way. It's a new way.
It is. People have adjusted. There were bumps along the way, but now it's like it's a no-brainer. Again, you said Zoom. People can do meetings all over. Microsoft Teams would be another one. I mean, you're right. There are a few, and they're getting business done.
Oh, as soon as I get off of this, I'm doing a Zoom meeting with Comcast. As soon as I get off, it's a Zoom meeting. Yeah,
it's convenient.
Don't use gas.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's a different way of doing it. So, do you see that as a good thing?
Yes and no. I mean, obviously, it's a good thing for the people, and if the businesses save money. But like you pointed out, if the people aren't coming into Bensalem, let's say, where I work and I live, they're not making use of the restaurants. They're not helping within the thing. The biggest positive I will say is you can have 4, 5, 10 meetings in one day, as opposed to having to space them out. Traveling to meet people.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's got its advantages, no question. Jennifer, do you see in the industry, how about getting help at the branch level? You have any problems?
So we opened 1 year ago during the midst of all this, and it was a little bit challenging to hire a complete full staff, but I really did find some loyal teammates, and knock on wood, we've been very strong with with my team at my store. So
Good.
I don't think we realized in the beginning, we knew, you know, businesses were closed and things like that, and we're starting to see everything with, just think about like hotels and things like that. Like you're not
Yeah.
traveling, like all the things that trickle down to all the smaller businesses that are now hurting, and I don't know if they'll ever be the same from all this.
Yeah, you know what I'm having a hard time with? What I can't understand is they're back to rationing different things. Shelves are empty in the stores. We have ships on each coast sitting out there they can't get anybody to unload these ships.
Yep.
I quite can't figure that out. Why, you know, how can that happen? We've been doing this for how many years? We can't get people to make toilet paper here in the country. I mean, it's almost by design that somebody's stopping us, you know? I don't get it. I really don't.
It's crazy.
I don't know if you see it in a different way than I do.
No, it's just like, what's going on? We have to fix this. We
Yeah,
have to find a way.
I'll tell you, if I was governor right now, I'd bring the National Guard in to unload the ships. That's what I would do. The people, guess who it comes down to? The middle class people are the ones that suffer the most on all of this.
Because we can't get the goods that we need.
Yeah, you can't get in business. They're telling you now, we're in October, not even quite the middle of October, and they're telling you buy your Christmas gifts now because you probably won't get them later. I mean, come on, what are we in another country
I
here?
know.
Look at the
Jeez.
Postal Service. What's going on? What's going on with
It's
that?
so tough. Yeah, I don't know.
I think
you see it. Everybody sees it. Trying to get the mail through and on time and everything. Yeah, it's different. It's different, and I can't totally figure it out. But
I think you hit it right.
small
at the time.
business is suffering. There's no question about it.
I've had customers with me for years that, have closed up because they just don't have employees to work, or
Yeah,
they can't get their
yeah.
stuff that they need to sell, and it's just heartbreaking.
Well, our fall festival,
Cancel.
we had to cancel it because nobody could get help. Nobody could bring their things here. So we had just a concert and the fireworks. That's uncalled for. I mean, it breaks my heart. You know, all
Yeah.
these years you put together to do these things. That's just one of them. But I know small business, and certainly both of you are involved in that. And the association, I mean, you got 60 members of business people, and I'm sure they're suffering. It's small business. And I don't know. I'm not so sure there's not too much stimulus that people stay on. I don't know. I really don't. All I know, it looks like a combination of things, and small business is going to suffer from this until something gives something. I know several restaurants that couldn't get help.
You see the sales. You see, help inquire within in all the restaurants. It's insane.
Yeah, it's different. And you can't figure it out why, but it sounds good though. You're getting help, so that's good at the bank.
Yeah, fortunate, yeah.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
good because I know you need tellers. Yeah, I mean, if
Yeah.
people have to go into a bank to make transactions, but the small business, and certainly I was in business all those years, and I don't know what I would do under a situation like this. I don't know, but you guys are the ones that are suffering. I know the most. You have the most to go for small business. I mean,
It's like you had mentioned about the cargo ships. One of our members, deals with the HVAC stuff. Bob from Region Service, throw him a plug.
Of course.
Certain air conditioners, certain heating components he can't get. He even showed me online. It's like there should be a full line of these, and there's zero. They're showing zero.
Well,
Even
you
computers.
yeah.
Parts for computers are still. I still don't understand how that's possible, but
We have a car. They just told me down at our Public Works, a car that's something with the computer thing is gone. 7 months
Oh my
back
gosh.
order. 7 months. That car's going to sit still for 7 months. So
It's insane.
yeah, you're young. You see the industry what it is. I don't know if you could even make a suggestion, but you have to see it.
Yeah, it's extremely worrisome.
Yeah.
It is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you got to look at our kids, and I don't know. We're in kind of a state of we got to straighten things out. Get our heads together. This is America, right? We can do this. It's not that hard.
A redo?
Right?
A redo.
Yep. But we can do it. We can get our heads together
Yeah.
and find out what's wrong and get it straightened out. It's not doom and gloom. It's just that we have to get it straightened out. And for you guys, the small businesses, they have to flourish. You guys. I mean, that's the very pulse of our nation. And here in Bensalem, the small business, we're made up. We have 2,900 businesses in Bensalem. 2,900. Now, you know, a lot of them are very small businesses.
Oh, yeah.
You know, yours isn't a real big business.
Very small.
So,
Employee one.
but I'm
So, yeah.
saying, but you still had to, yeah. But what do you see? What are we going to do? How's the banking industry go out? And actually, banks aren't doing that bad. I understand. On the large, you know, what I watch on.
So if I talk about my world is going out and visiting people. So, you know, a few months ago, I couldn't do that. So it did, you know, it's hard. You
because
have
of
to
COVID.
change. Yeah.
Yeah.
You change, and I'm big on coming out and making an
Yeah.
impression, building a relationship with my customers, and it's just different. You can't do that as much, and people are, myself, you don't know, and you're trying to stay safe and still do business, but it's
Do you see
definitely
it changing a little bit? People are more adapted to go out?
Yeah, it's a little bit. It's getting a little bit easier, and people aren't as afraid. But it's still there. And then you know, people are they don't have as much help, so they don't have the time, especially for our meetings that we're having. You know, we're trying to support our businesses and our
Right.
association, where before they might have had employees to work for them while they could come to our meetings, and maybe now they can't, or maybe now they're just scared because being in a group of people, you don't know. So it's
Yeah.
definitely hit our association, where we're trying to get people out and to come to meetings so we can support them
Yeah.
and work together and build our businesses back up. But it's definitely a struggle.
Yeah. Let's talk about that. We talked about having fundraisers, the associate, obviously, things that you usually do. You haven't been able to do, right?
We have not. We did no fundraiser last year, obviously, and we have nothing scheduled for this year as well.
Wow.
We used to do them, you know, one every year, and, you know, give back to a business or a nonprofit, except for the last one for the beef and beer for the Wounded Warrior Project, which is the big one we did in 18. And now we're just waiting to see how things play out before we even try and tackle on something.
Well, you're going to do it, right? Something, right? You have to
I'm hoping for something planning for next year.
for next year.
But it takes our members. You know, meetings have been size small, you know, coming out. I mean, we have 60 members, but, you know, ones that come out, and some might be COVID shy, or like Jen had said, you know, afraid of the groups or whatever, and hopefully that will, you know, get better as the months go on.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm looking at 2022 as we're back.
We're back. Yeah.
So,
Yeah, hopefully.
you know.
Unless they come up with another strain. Yeah, you know, well, you don't know. I mean, there's so much going out there. Well, Jennifer, before we give the last word, tell us something, you know, about the organization, how people can get involved with a small business, and you certainly need an association if you're out there and don't belong to one. Maybe in numbers we can get more accomplished.
Yeah, so we're here to support Bensalem businesses, small, big. We would love to have new members. You can always go on to our website, which is bensalembusiness.com, and you fill out an application, and we meet monthly. And we are a group that looks to support each other, use each other's businesses, networking, all that good stuff. We have our Christmas meeting. It's going to be in December 8th, so it's the second Wednesday, January. We're going to have the mayor. Just trying to do everything we can to support Bensalem business.
Okay. Give you the last word. Anything you want to bring up? Anything?
Like Jen had said, we'd love to have members come out more. We like to get new members. You can go on the website. It lists our meetings. It lists what we do, what we're trying to do. And we are a networking organization. You know, the idea is you come out, you meet other businesses or representatives of other businesses, and you try and get business done, all within the Bensalem community, because that's what we're about.
I'm looking forward to 2022 being a much better year. We've been through quite a bit, and we will overcome. We will overcome.
Yeah.
So I thank you, Jennifer.
Yeah,
See
thank
you
you.
again,
Yeah.
twice in 2 days.
Yeah.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor.
Dave,
Thank you.
pleasure. Look forward to seeing you guys at the meeting. Hopefully I'll see you in January. And till next time, everybody, God bless.